A 21-year-old white man may be the face behind the Atlanta spa shootings, in which 6 of 8 people killed were of Asian descent, a mass murder that came amid a wave of anti-Asian attacks in the U.S.
Another violent Asian hate crime
But in New York City, which in 2020 saw the highest spike in anti-Asian hate crimes among major cities, videos of the assailants reveal very different faces. NYPD data show that of 20 people arrested last year for hate crimes against Asians, only 2 were Caucasians, 11 were African Americans, and 7 were Hispanics. Data that doesn't surprise this community leader in Manhattan's Chinatown.
Nothing surprised me anymore because so much is happening that shouldn't be happening. And it's all for, unnecessary reasons.
In a city that has already seen at least 33 hate incidents against Asians this year, the arrest of this man for violently attacking a 65-year-old Asian woman in New York is the latest chilling example. The idea that minorities and not white men are largely behind these attacks against Asians may come as a surprise at a time when white supremacy is making headlines, but it also raises some disturbing questions about xenophobia at a time when America faces its own racial reckoning with the Black Lives Matter movement. Looking at some of America's largest cities, the Center for the Study of Hate and Extremism found that anti-Asian attacks in 2020 jumped by 149% from the previous year, even though overall hate crimes fell by 7%. But it cautions that the NYPD data on the attackers does not reflect a nationwide trend because of the small sample size, the number of attacks that go unreported, and because New York City is far more diverse than almost anywhere else in the country.
New York City is about half as many whites proportionally than the rest of the country as a whole. It's almost 60% more Latino than the country as a whole. And it's well over 80% more African American. The issue is people attack those who are most proximate. They also attack those who are labeled as legitimate targets of aggression in the overall socio-political landscape of the region and country they live.
Anti-Asian sentiment has been linked to misinformation about the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic and fueled by stigmatizing language from the former Trump administration.
This horrible China virus.
The Asian community says enough is enough.
We are 6% of the country, for God's sake. So when the 6% is being harassed, humiliated, attacked, assaulted, we need the other 94%, 96%, 94% to step up.
The NYPD now has an anti-Asian hate crime task force, and the Biden administration has enacted new measures to fight anti-Asian violence nationwide. The question now is how far this will all go before Asians in America can feel safe again. Liling Tan, CGTN, New York.